All right, folks, this is the consequences of Ian, the hurricane. Looks like the high water mark, should I say, was a hair over 46 inches, maybe 46 and a quarter. At least that's where it left the highest mark. Obviously, if it's sloshing around, that's kind of where the stain is, 46 and a hair. Seems to measure true in many spots. Let's see, this is the door. A little over 40, hair over 46 is some staining. So yeah, there's the stain again, measured from the floor. Yeah, it looks just at 46 there. There's a whole pile of staining there. The stages of the hurricane. Look at all the staining on the door there, and the mark going up to obviously about here. So my last sight of the highest mark here was this bottom of this stair, and you can see the staining. Oops, hang on. You can kind of see the mild staining here. Well, obviously this is from the stair, so that doesn't help us, but yeah, you can see the mark there. I'll put the tape over here. Hang on. Put you down for a second. Oh, let's see here. Yes. Yeah, it's like that 46 and a quarter is the highest mark around. And you can see it here on the railing, the beginning of our railing. There it measures a little less than 46 somehow. But you can see that, and that's that. You can see that line going right to the. Yeah, I remember one of the last pictures was right even with this stair, and that's like stair number 1, 2, 3, the third. Well, yeah, third step, I guess, or second step. 1, 2, second step. Anywho, this couch was floating at that height, and I got to walk around and push it around. That bench was floating. All that furniture was floating. Paddle boards were in. All the junk outside was in here, except for those 2 motorcycles there. But all these chairs were inside here. Paddle boards, garbage. Those 2 bikes were in my van, and they survived miraculously. That paddle board. There's our pool bin thing over there, the brown thing in the distance. That was over here. Anyway, boat got beat up. Let's see what else. Missing some shingles. I've been shop vacuuming for hours, probably got 70 gallons out with shop vac after it drained off, and squeegee. You can see the mark here. So this is above the sink where the bubbles are starting here on the paint. Yeah, so that makes sense. The toilet backed up because this is lower level, so the sewer came out of that. And the washer, which we just got, was floating. The dryer was floating. Yeah, oddly enough, they float. I don't know if the dryer was. Yeah, the dryer was doing weird things too, but this was floating, which is weird. These cabinets are buckling. Everything's swollen, obviously. I could hear the walls percolating as the water receded because it was trapped inside the walls, and they were bubbling, trying to get the water out. I started taking off some trim there because it was trapping a bunch of water. The water obviously was almost 4 feet to that. This was floating. That speaker was floating. That cushion was floating. These tables were knocked over. A bunch of tubs in here floated. The door floated off. These doors buckled off. That door turned to mush, so I took it off. It just pulled off real easily, and I just undid the top pin. The bottom 2 came off like butter. This door won't close. She's got to go. And she's caving in, as you can see. She's got a buckle in her, a bow in her. A little crunch there. This sheetrock fell out. You can't really see in here. I don't know if the thing will adjust for light. Yeah, the sheetrock and insulation came out of here. There was some in there. There was shelves in here and piles of stuff, files and so forth. Let me see what else. let's see here. Yeah, that was floating, this washing machine, the old broken down one. All these tools got destroyed. They all got wet. The Makita might not have, that Tops table saw might not have got the, well, actually I see a watermark on it. Never mind, I think it got to the motor. Destroyed. This bike got over the mirror. Well, yeah, over the mirrors. Let's see here. Is that the case? I didn't see. Yes, unfortunately, completely submerged. Destroyed. Power washer, lawnmower. That motorcycle is like mint. Got obviously up to the mirrors, I guess. Yeah, so right there. This motorcycle, you can see the watermarks on it. It came to there. That's destroyed. All that lumber and shit started floating. This was a soup down here. I braced the doors and had the van parked in front of it, trying to help. Obviously, all that's submerged. This bike got submerged up to over the hub, which basically totals it because yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there it is. I got a phone call calling in at the same time. And then up to the motor here. Yeah, that's not good. Oh yeah, I saw water coming out of the pipes and obviously over that hub too. I jacked it up as high as I could get it. Probably should have tried higher, but I never thought the storm was going this. The toolbox is totaled. There's water in every drawer up to 46 inches. In terms of all the tools, of course I had my electrical tools down there, heat gun. Lost all the Makita junk here by accident. Forgot to bring it upstairs in a panic. Oh, the motorcycle, obviously its other parts all fell off the shelf that floated away and got into the stew mix. Oh man, what else? All the crap out here practically. The generators, luckily, were one shelf up. Hallelujah. You can see the generator up there. I have 3 now, but luckily that happened. So I don't know. I hope you guys got this. This is just the stuff holding all the moisture and just trying to get out. The van got flooded. It won't start. Truck got flooded. It won't start. So that's the fun. Boat got beat up. Yeah, it was a wild evening and day. Yeah, the garbage can was in the garage floating around, banging into me. All the garbage cans were. All this stuff was in the garage floating around, banging into me. Cans and bottles. It smelled like fuel and sewer. And I couldn't see it. I was tripping on it. There was blankets and towels and clothing and all stewed into the mix. It was the most unbelievable stew you've ever seen. And the TV stand was here. There was a big TV stand, and the TV, they collapsed. It's underneath that paddleboard, the whole cabinet. You can see parts of it there, and the TV is right here. That all went in, and all the electronics with it flipped over into the stew. Yeah, that fell off the top shelf because it floated and went in. That was from my dad. Boat cushions got wet. We always bring them in to keep them dry. They all got wet because they were in that toilet area. I thought that was going to make it, but it didn't. Sewing machines were all submerged completely, as you can tell. There's our 46. Yep, didn't quite make it. And now the benches are warping out. So there's 3 sewing machines got totaled. Vacuum cleaner stuff. You can't see in here that well. Fans, photo albums. Oh, crazy. I don't know if that AC made it. As you can see, the high water mark is right here. There's the mark. And then I don't know. I know it got into the AC. But you can still see there's water here. And I've shot back that forever. It keeps coming. I don't know where from. This is soaked through. Oh, a bunch of, as you can tell, I don't know. I'm going to try. I don't know if I should try it or not. The stuff there. And the bubbles, mentioned that already. Oh, boat cushions were in this nook. I thought the weights were high enough. They went under. Not the case. It probably just made it to, I don't know. Let's see. There's the boat window I saved. I brought it inside because it would have ripped off. Oh, okay. So that's the fun and games of it. Got pool screen damage. Buckled one strut. As you can see, maybe in the distance there, that's the buckled strut up there. And then the man door here got mangled and broke a strut above it and some screen. Yeah, there's the man door, and there's the beam that went above it. That man door got cocked. There's that pool thing I was telling you about. Oh, look at the screens are stretched out like they're all stretched bellies here. There's that broken thing. I can't believe the cage stayed up. I'm actually shocked. It's still here, missing shingles and stuff, as you can tell. The bushes got trimmed. The water, the leaves of the mangroves were only sticking out a few inches, and the caps on the entire dock went under eventually. If you look at the electrical box that powers the lift, that white box there in the center, it was about 6 inches below that. And that was my marker to see if it was getting worse or not, because I was like praying it didn't go up any further from that electrical box when I kept looking out the window. But yeah, all the little black caps were covered. They were sticking out for quite a while, and then I think that reversal, and there were waves in this canal like you see at the beach. And you guys already know there's a boat in my front yard, so it hit my truck too, man. Broke the tail light, broke the mirror, and was resting itself against it, just taking a little siesta. Anyway, fun and games in St. James City. Hope you guys stayed safe and take care. Thank you.